2 weeks ago, Luke, people might have been saying Cheltenham Town haven't beaten much. Suddenly you go and beat Bradford and Plymouth, and I suppose that changes people's perceptions. What's it done for belief inside the club?
Yeah, I think it's important. I think back to last year, the draw against Bury at home sort of gave us a bit of belief that we can sort of compete against those bigger so-called clubs. But yeah, the feeling's quite similar now, and we feel like going away from home as well, even the Salford game, the difficult games to pick results in, and to get clean sheets and score 2 goals has been a fantastic return in both those games. The Bradford game, obviously, everyone was there to see. It was fantastic to be a part of. I remember speaking to Gav, I stood up front for the first half hour, just clapping the amount of ball retention and the freedom within the play, formation. It just all looked brilliant. So we're not getting ahead of ourselves. We still feel like we're work in progress. It's very cliche, but we are sort of parking games now. We win a game, move on to the next one, and it's going to be a tough test this Saturday, and something we're all looking forward to, though.
You're used to that mentality. What about the youngsters? How are they adapting to it?
Well, if anything, they're helping us. Definitely me. You see some of the performances at the moment from Broomy, Sean Long, Everett Greavesy. Across the board, the lads are just sort of pulling each other up all over the place. I must admit now, you look round the dressing room, Gaffer's sort of asking for 7-8 players to turn up. I remember he said after the Bradford game all 11 turned up, and that's a big thing when you've got that momentum within a squad, and even in training it's all sort of going in the right direction, and the demands on each other are massive now, so it feels different from last year. Obviously we were looking over shoulders constantly, but now when you've had a half a decent start, it's something to hold on to, and I think the young lads have grasped that as well, and it's like I say, it's a great environment at the moment, and one I'm looking forward to.
And that place where you're at, of keeping everyone on their toes, I mean, presumably you'd have been doing a bit of that as a senior pro last season. Is there now a little bit less onus on you to be the senior pro? Others are stepping up to the mark as well?
Definitely. I think if you look at Broomy's goal return, he was playing right wing back for quite a portion of last season. He's really stepped to the fore, obviously, with his goals and his performances. I think you look at his performance Saturday, I've come off the pitch, and a lot of their players I knew were just sort of saying what a player he is, and it's been fantastic, and we've got players coming off the bench now as well, affecting games. It's massive. I think I've been at clubs in the past where subs don't feel part of the game, but we've got players now coming on that are really affecting it, and as well, the competition's so healthy at the minute. We know now, if you're not doing your thing, you could be getting took out of the team. So Gaffer's asked that of us all to keep it as competitive, and I'm sure we're all doing that at the moment.
And you're still chipping in with goals as well, which is important.
Yeah, of course. I think the competition even more so up front is massive now. Obviously with Ruben, we've got Tav, Lloydie, Alex, Jonty. I don't want to forget anyone, but it's massive. And now that if you're not scoring the goals, it's not just me and Gav playing up front every week. There's going to be changes. Obviously we've got the Checker Trade games coming up as well, so people are going to get chances. And if we win as a team, obviously that's the most important thing. And like I say, we're all pulling in that right direction at the moment, and hopefully it'll continue.
And this Saturday, one of your old clubs, the club, if you like, that made you, third versus second as well, set up perfectly, isn't it?
Yeah, I think as soon as the Plymouth game finished, I was relishing the game, I must admit, and I know we all are, to get back to the Johnny Rocks, especially after the Bradford performance. It's something the lads are looking forward to. We had a good session Tuesday, a bit of a rest day yesterday, and now we'll really crack on these next two days and concentrate on Crewe, because I feel we need to do a lot of work on obviously how they're playing, because they've had a great start as well and scoring a lot of goals. So we'll do the details today and have a quick blast tomorrow, and then get ready for a tough game, I'm sure.
Cheltenham very good at home, Crewe very good away so far this season.
Yeah, I think I've seen something yesterday about they're apparently favourites, which surprised me. But we go into games with that sort of underdog mentality has really helped us. We're just desperate to put on another good performance, because I feel like if we play like we do at home, we'll have a good chance of getting a positive result.
What is it about that club in the way in which that it produces players who play the type of football that they do? I mean, you went there at 20, didn't you? So how big an effect did those few years there have on you?
I look back at it now and think about the time spent individually with players. I think I started and didn't adapt as quickly as I might have liked. I was quite small. They made a lot of work on me in the gym, and I think then I put my shoulder out, and they still give me another deal, sort of realising that I probably could could make it at that level. So a lot of coaching, like I say, personally, it was as a forward. He spent a lot of time with me and Nicky Maynard as a striking partnership, and it really come to fruition the year after. So I think he sees a lot. I remember, obviously, Dario used to take the pros, go back, come back, do the under-16s, do the 14s, and he'd tell us what he's got coming into the first team, and that's to know what he's coming in years to come is fantastic, you know. And I can remember telling me about Billy Jones, there was Gary Roberts. He said we'll have them in 3 years, and they all come into the first team, have gone on to have great careers. So it just shows you the mentality of the club. They know what's coming through their youth system, which is very important. So you've not got to go out and buy players and loan players. You know what's coming through. So yeah, it was a fantastic system, and I owe the club a lot.